that was by the book, everything you wanted in the first 30 minutes to lose a game like that. How do you come back here in game 2?
Oh, I mean, that's pretty devastating. Like, that should have been a pretty clean victory, and I think they had 2 or 3 opportunities to close out that game. They probably had more than that, but it felt like they were getting a little bit too comfortable with their lead. But what you start to realize is that EG scales better. And it really starts with the supports. Wyvern and Earthspirit, incredibly useful later on into the game. Whereas you have Rasta and Undying, their team fight potential starts to just plummet. You saw they don't come with disables. The Rasta does, sure, but for the most part, everyone was getting BKB'd, 4 staff saved out. It was incredibly hard for those 2 heroes to play the game. Whereas Wyvern and Earthspirit, the big thing, Nahaz, is that they come with mobility. Wyvern has the ability to fire off shots long range from his Arctic Burn, and of course, Earthspirit is very mobile as a support. And so you had 2 heroes that were always going to scale later on in the game. It felt like VP simply just did not respect that.
It was hubris. Hubris, Nahaz, why they lost that game. It was not curiosity they killed that cat. EG fan for this whole series, they're done. VP is pissed. I mean, they underestimated their opponent. Now they're going to be bringing it hard. I don't know. This is going to be a real rough draft.
Copies, guys. This is the same 6 bans and the same opening pick as we had in the game 1 draft.
This is why we have Solo just sit there and sigh when the Wyvern gets picked up. It's like, oh, here we go again.
Yeah. So what do you take here as a response? If you're VP, I mean, are you really too cracked up about having to go Shaman and Undying? Sometimes when you lose, though, you want to play a different kind of game. And I think this is the first time, like, Virtus Pro has been forced into doing something else. And so they take the Rubik and the Night Stalker in anticipation of blocking a lot of different heroes. I think Rubik has moved up the most for me in terms of heroes in this tournament because he's good against everything right now. You pick Tidehunter, he can steal Ravage. You take Omni Knight, he can steal any of Omni's spells. Very good.
5 seconds remaining.
Especially in this teamfight meta.
Any difference to you between the 4 and the 5 position Rubik? I feel like they've gotten a little bit more interchangeable, but it is important because we see the 2 supports now. This is more than likely a Lil Night Stalker and a solo Rubik. Some possibility that you might see Pasha on the Night Stalker?
I think that Rubik does need some farm. Like, you can't put him into the absolute gutter with items, but VP, for the most part, they're an objective-based team. And this is the opening that we expected out of EG last game, the Wyvern Slardar. This is a combo that everyone that watches any of the panels should become familiar with.
Yeah, it's to me, we talked about it on the last draft, but really briefly, their abilities synergize with each other, the Corrosive Haze with the Winter's Curse, but it's also just what they do in terms of Wyvern's ability to constantly shove out lanes, Slaughter's ability to get you that Roshan objective so fast, Wyvern with the save, just the menu of skills that these 2 supports provide. Gives you everything.
Yeah, I like the Night Stalker again. I think it really does open up that vision game for them and gives them an option there against a Winter Wyvern. I still think that it's good there, but I don't know. I'm not feeling the Slardar. We saw the Slardar before, dude, and it was not hype. They tried to carry Slardar. I wasn't feeling it.
They almost won that game, man.
I mean, almost.
And that was the Ramses carry Slardar that you're talking about.
Yeah, who cares about almost winning games? Jeez. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Slardar is not as effective as he used to be.
10
See if I'm wrong.
remaining.
I mean, I haven't been wrong yet, but could happen this time.
True, you blindly followed EG with me.
Correct.
Although we should have been wrong on that.
No, we should not have. That was
You should have been wrong.
not at all.
I will say,
Go
for as
ahead.
well as EG has done, like, and they should be hyped about this game, but there should be some tension there still because we've never really questioned EG as a late game
10
team.
seconds
Their late
remaining.
game is absolutely brilliant. It's their early game that they kind of have to show up these issues in.
Yeah, and let's be fair, there were some mistakes on the side of Virtus Pro. Overall, very solid, but it was actually Fogged that pointed out to me after the game. There was a pretty key mistake by Ramses even before that 30-minute mark where mid, he used BKB,
10
popped
seconds
time-lapse, and
remaining.
immediately died.
Yeah.
And was like really
5
squandered a lot of
seconds
his
remaining.
momentum, I guess is what I was trying to say, even ahead of that Big Rocks fight.
Well, coming down here for our next one on VP. Haven't revealed too much at all. That's what I do love about that Rubik pick. It doesn't really tell you anything. And still very useful. Hello out there, crowd.
Did I just hear you say that you love a Rubik pick?
No, I just said it's great for, hiding your draft. I think that's very strategic. I mean, he's not a garbage hero anymore. After he got that active, he's actually playable now. Good.
I just like him against like what EG already have. Like you have Slaughter as well as Wyvern. There's nothing really bad that you're going to steal from either of them. apart from maybe Sprint. But like, come on, EG. I want to see the cause. I want to see the cause coming out from them. Right now, we're just banning out everything which is going to be slightly problematic. The Morphling as well as the Broodmother is just understandable, more difficult to control. And there's our first one. So
I was just about to say, we gave a lot of love to Universe when we were talking about that game, obviously deserving that MVP vote. But Pasha in that last match was spectacular on his offlane puck after getting pressured in lane early.
I mean, absolutely. Even in that Roach fight that we saw in the replay, I mean, just doing these impossible jump-ins and getting kills and still making it out alive. I mean, talk about two guys to watch. It's definitely the Pasha versus Universe in this series. But seeing him on the puck is great. More silences, more damage.
What do you take here? Do you take LD or Nature's Prophet on the side of UG?
You could actually slide Slardar over into the 3 and take Earth Spirit, but yeah, I like the Prophet a lot here.
You can take Nyx offlane too. They
Tide,
Tide,
okay. All right,
which is interesting because VP obviously have one of the better heroes against the Tidehunter and the Rubik. So in China, the counter to Tidehunter is Slark, if people are wondering. I think I heard you guys talk about the panel, like why they banned Slark, and it's not because it's not just because it's a movie hero, but it's also because the interaction between Slark, you can't escape the leash even if you're cracking it off, and he just steals stats from you. You just die really quickly.
Yeah, which he uses to kill the rest of your team. So less about killing the Tide, more about murdering.
Yeah,
everybody.
you just you get like 50 stacks and then you pop.
10 seconds
Anyway,
remaining.
so VP's going to pick up the gyro. They have run gyro several times in the past. Maybe they're trying to show EG how it's done, or win that early game with the gyro and give them some tips there.
It's just making for a great team fight all around for Vods Pro. Like the gyro and the puck synergy is wonderful. Rubik in the middle of all that, stealing if he can. Ravage is just going to give VP far superiority, and then you got the vision game with the Night Stalker. Evil Genius's answer back was something a little bit tankier, but also I wonder, like we were talking about the early game of Evil Geniuses struggling every now and then. They have to shore it up. Lycan, Arteezy, I don't think he wants to relive that game as Lycan yesterday.
It's different though. He's not against a Brew this time.
True.
He's against most likely a Puck.
Unless they push Puck into the mid lane for no one, and then the Brewmaster last pick.
Still the concern to me, VP got a really good look yesterday in that Secret versus Newbie game of how to play around these long cooldown ultimates. Secret were against a Winter Wyvern as well as a Tidehunter played by KP, and it just felt like they were patient. They waited out the Exorcism from SCCC, the Winter's Curse, and the Ravage, and then just re-engaged and basically out-sustained them. I see that same potential here in this Virtus Pro lineup.
If I was VP, I would take like Storm or DK.
I don't necessarily think it's, you called that free Storm game yesterday, which actually I 100% agreed with. I don't necessarily think this is as free a Storm game. You got a lot of disable possible on the side of EG.
I think it might be even better.
You think so?
Yeah, if I'm 100% honest.
I don't know.
Because you have to think about Storm conceptually as a hero. Like this hero's not meant to, it's not meant to team fight, which is what they did with it yesterday. But I think no one learned from that because when the newbie guys were talking about it, they felt like he should just split pushed and he could have won that game. Just to kind of give some more insight. Like they felt like if he doesn't take any fights there, eventually he just scales and wins that game.
Yep.
And I think it can be similar in this. Because what bothers Storm more than just like basic stuns is the ability to catch. So they banned the DK, which was my other suggestion, which I think makes a lot of sense. Like if you think about Sardar's amp, who works well against that, doesn't really care.
Can you actually block both by picking up the Storm Spirit as well, or does that work with the EG lineup?
I think it's a little bit rougher if EG has Storm. Storm is, contrary to popular belief, it's kind of okay against Puck, but it's really annoying to play against Night Stalker.
Death Prophet.
I think that's DP. way more stable against the two silences.
Yeah.
DP. The other thing about DK, we've mentioned this before, but that is possibly statistically no one's best hero.
What?
Yeah.
45 and 17.
Oh.
Well, VP seem to have made up their mind. They just haven't pushed the button. And there it is, Tinker.
Tinker. Wow.
Hmm.
Okay. What do you think about the Tinker versus DP mid blitz? Quickly.
I think Tinker's fine against DP. I think it works both ways, but Tinker should be okay.
It's a lot of magical pop damage from VP.
All right. Once again, pretty close draft here. That's a good point, Toby. I think the Death Prophet has to worry about the burst. Who are you going to go with, my friend?
I'm going to lean towards Virtus Pro again. Primary reasons, I just think they're going to have pop and global control, and I don't know if EG is going to be able to fight into it.
VP.
I gotta go for VP too. I feel like Rubik's too good in this game.
Once again, I don't think this is representative because I actually think the drafts are pretty close, but I do like VP to win this game, so I'm going to go in that direction. We're going to make it a clean sweep. Can VP stay alive? One of the favorites coming into this tournament, already here in day 2, fighting for their tournament lives, needing a win against EG to force game 3 and to bring you all the action. Once again, we've got Fogged and OD Pixel.
Thank you very much, Nahaz. And here we have a game 2 of VP versus EG, and a little bit of a switch-ups in the drafts in the way that the teams want to play the game. So this time around, EG with the DP, with the Lycan, they had a very rough early game in game 1. This time round, they're looking to make sure that they can secure a strong early game. They don't want to push this late, though, because VP on the other side, they've got the Gyro, they've got the Tinker. They're going to look to stall it out this time round. And we may see sort of similar events, but the other way around this time.
What am I here for? Perfectly summed up, Owen. Good job, dude.
Such a flap. what do you reckon?
No,
I
like the points you made. It's very true. That's pretty much what it looks like to me as well. EG, they have this Death Prophet to push, Lycan to push, take advantage of Roshan with the Corrosive Haze. While you look at VP's side, they want to be a little bit more farm heavy. Sure, they can take fights and they can get a little bit of an advantage early game because of that Night Stalker, but it will be a little bit harder.
Without any further ado, let's get in and familiarize ourselves with the lineups. On VP, we'll have Ramses. He'll be playing the position 1 Gyrocopter solo. Around the map on the Night Stalker, actually, in fact, himself. Lil on the Rubik. Something I feel that we don't get to see as much as we would like to. It's going to be exciting. No one on the Tinker mid, and finally for VP, 9 Pasha once again on the puck. Had a very solid showing last game despite the loss. We'll see if we can do it again here. And over on EG, Arteezy struggled on the Lycan the other day. He's going to try it again this time round. See if the situation could certainly look to be a little bit better for him. And Samel on the mid DP. Universe, great game on the back game 1. Let's see what he can. Tide, Fear, Wyvern. Finally, Crit. Slither around and make the plays. Slada, what's going on here?
They're just having
advertising.
Fun. They're just being nice. They're advertising for each other. They're
Twith.tv.
They're just having a good
Twitch,
time.
Twitch, if you have a lisp, apparently. Twith. Crit will make sure that you, ladies and gentlemen, know where to find Samel in his downtime on his stream. Of course, all of these, a large majority of these players do a fair bit of streaming, so be sure to check them all out.
Looks like EG might take a page out of Liquid's book here, and they're going to send Arteezy safe lane, but looks like the supports are going to be playing around the other lanes for the most part and leave him kind of in a 1v1 matchup. We've seen Matu do it several times on the Lycan, so it does seem like that will be probably what they want to do, and I say then Fear actually ports top. He wants to secure it a bit more. Pasha looks he wants to cut the creep wave. Should be able to successfully do that.
Nice mid lane. Now, we'll have Crit in the neighborhood. Let's see how this 2-on-2 goes down. Tinker DP, Rubik, Slada, and this straight mid. Up top, Passion, did you say getting successful? To take quite a bit of a beating.
Yeah, the Arctic Burn early on is pretty ridiculous how much damage it can do. But he does get the successful pull behind the tower, so he will limit a bit of Arteezy's farm. But Arteezy did the same thing. He pulled the creeps actually behind the tower. See, it's a really smart thing to do when you are playing versus someone who cuts the creep wave. You have to do something like this or you're going to miss a lot of last hits.
Mid lane so far. CS off the back of the first wave. Pretty even between the 2 mids. The grab onto Samel.
Oh, he's under the tower too, but the creep does die. 1 hit goes on him from the tower. No one does have laser rocket, but they can't get close enough to burst him down.
Lane Uni. They'll have to deal with Solo. He's trying to get those pulls as well.
Doing the same thing. Got like a mirror coming out from both sides. G supports make their way top.
Their eyes on Pasha. Tricky kill.
Ooh.
With the orb still there.
Dodges both Arctic Burn picks. Both in the face ship and the orb. Very nicely done by Pasha. He wouldn't die, but still a nice little cheeky play.
See Pasha gets as much from this lane as he did in game 1. He had a great showing on the puck when he was farming sort of 1v1 against Arteezy. And so far so good. 5 for 3 against the 4 for 3. Pasha finding a lot of that lane as well.
Pasha's putting a lot of pressure on Arteezy up top.
Oh, look at this mid lane wraparound from Solo. He's got a DD rune looking for Samel. Samel will be able to back up and hide in the trees. So Solo quite find the angle that he wants to go in.
Look at this creep wave Pasha's got going here. Triple range creep. Putting a lot of pressure onto RTZ. RTZ forced to use the salve right away. But yeah, look in the last hits already. VP coming out a bit ahead in the start of this one, having that dual range mid, punishing Sumail. And Gyrocopter versus Tide, also favorable for VP. And Ramses is a bit different than RTZ is with the Gyrocopter. He tends to actually always go for the rocket barrage biz, while we see RTZ, he goes the missile and the flak heading exclusively.
Top Pasha. Again, just toying with them, playing around, as you mentioned.
Nice cancel by Crit.
Yeah, Crit. Able to outplay there with the crush. Pasha not have phase shift and no backup. EG get themselves first blood. Mid lane, Lil. Drag back onto Sumail. Sumail's got the Spirit Siphon. That should be enough to keep him more than safe as Sumail backs away. But definitely, yeah, as you mentioned, the fact that this Gyro, 24-11, Ramsey's getting everything out of this bottom lane. And evidently RTZ suffering a little bit with CSing the pressure of Pasha.
Yeah, I know you'd said in the beginning too, but I just realized, it just like clicked in my head. Solo's playing Night Stalker.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and Lil's playing Rubik. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, yeah.
It took me a moment actually just to...
I mean, because I was in the past, we've seen Lil do some great things on the Rubik.
Yes.
Sort of a long time ago, I remember some stuff like back at the Frankfurt Major.
Yeah, I think it comes down to farm priority in this one. They want to have the Rubik more farmed than the Night Stalker, just so we can get those steals off on the Exorcism and the Tide.
Ramsey's down.
Wow.
And Fear make the rotation. The help of Universe. They take Ramses out, they catch him whilst the supports are elsewhere for VP. They've started to move around towards mid. EG see an opening, and they capitalize on it.
That Gush leveling, level 3. Gush on Universe.
Mid lane VP going in on Sumail, and as soon as they lose their core down bottom, they'll take a core in mid. Solo. Rotation. Fantastic use of the first night. Got eyes on Crit as well. Crit with a quick crush. Fine. Has Fear around as well. As Solo will not continue. But yeah, Solo just trying to maximize what he can get done during this first night. Looks back towards mid lane. A second time in a row would be beautiful for VP. They have the drag back. Do they have the damage? The Siphon is not enough to save Sumail. A second pick off on mid. Solo, I mean, that is the dream, isn't it? First night, you kill the mid twice.
Yeah, this might be the most farm we'll see Solo in a long time. He's already at like 1,500 net worth. He's got the last 2 kills.
Fool me once.
Yeah.
Fool me twice.
That's Sumail having no TP up to go back to the mid lane too. Perfectly executed. Yeah.
For no one. RTZ's getting a bit of a chance to catch back up, but he's still behind that farm of Ramses.
Yep.
Again, I mean, we saw in game 1, VP just seemed to be very comfortable with the movements in the laning stage, and on just a bit of a different level to that of EG in the early game. Regardless of the heroes, apparently.
They are very dominant. Bottom now. Solo going in. Missile comes out.
Here's VP with the rocket barrage and the mass amounts of lockdown. It's going to be close, but it's not quite enough. With the Wyvern turning up, VP back away. They know they can't continue for the kill. Ramsey's getting slowed down. Splinter Blast connects as well. Crit trying to move in for the crush. Can't quite close the gap. Across the rocket barrage, and EG do back away. Neither side losing anyone.
The nighttime Howl as well playing in there for Universe. Just that 200 burst of health that he gets. Mid
lane 30 for 18 against the 17 for 5.
Look at Solo, he's hasted.
Again. He's moving in. Sumail
no TP.
Has had an absolute nightmare with these movements from Solo. 4 heroes surrounding him, and VP again beautifully targeting Sumail. 3 times they've taken him down, and when it's a Death Prophet, you cannot afford to get behind, and the fact that this Tinker's getting ahead, this is VP once again making some top-class movements.
Yeah, this is going to be very early boots of travel coming out onto no one here. He's already about 600 gold away. Bottom lane, Ramses, Crit. Finds the crush. Don't think they can close the gap on him, though. And there's vision in that bottom lane, too. They got the ward behind the tower, so they do see that Fear and Crit are lingering in the area.
Certainly trying to put more pressure onto Ramses.
Yeah, he breaks the clarity there with the Gush. There's another one, though. Gonna actually commit the call down.
Okay, they do get the initial slow. Void as well. With the reveal of Fear on the sidelines. Ramses backs up. Solo also having to retreat. TP from Martizi. He's ready to fight. He's ready to chase. He'll turn towards Solo. Solo goes up to the high ground. There's 4 heroes that Solo's trying to do his best to make sure they have to work as hard as possible to get the kill, and they will get it with the Crusher and Crit holding Solo in place. RTZ does finally get the kill.
Yeah, I think that was like a play to kind of force reaction because they, like we were mentioning, you know, they saw the support sitting behind him, but they tried to commit anyway. So RTZ gets the kill up, alleviates Pasha top to get much more farm, even though he's been farming excellent up there. 3 of the top 4 for VP again in this early game. Score 3-3 though. EG is punching back a bit. And no one level 7 already. Sumail about to hit level 6 though. It's not too massive experience lead, but it is a Tinker who's in a very early boost to travel, as we mentioned before. 200 gold away from those. And he can get involved. He can look around to join his Night Stalker's rotations. They get some kills with that magic damage burst.
I mean, if this Tinker gets ahead this game, how easy is it, do you think, would you say, for EG to actually be able to deal with the Tinker that's ahead and catch him out with their lineup?
It will be pretty tough, yeah, because it's really going to be up to Slaughter getting a Blink Dagger early on. Ramsey's bottom.
Just moved in, huh?
Aggression on him.
The 3-man cooldown will hold EG back. Solo as well just goes in for a quick poke. We'll back away.
Yeah, it will be pretty tough, though, to catch the Tinker. They have to be really set up either with aggressive wards on the, you know, Tinker wards, as we like to call them, or like Winter Wyvern using the flight to get the vision, and a Night Stalker, or a Slaughter with the Blink Dagger.
So, they managed to find the side. Pasha and Lil jumping in, looking for Universe.
Oh, so close.
Can he get out? He's got the infused raindrop back again. If they go for the nuke. They're chasing, they've got the orb there, Pasha. He'll pop it. Closing the gap, doesn't make the connection with the orb. And
the raindrop, saving him for now. Another right click.
So close, he needs another.
One more.
He needs another.
He's living.
Not gonna get it.
Nope.
Universe is
Lil
able
actually
to walk it off.
Lil had the defensive no field on when they initiated that, so the amplified spell damage wasn't there at the beginning when they threw out all their burst spells. I think they probably thought that they had him anyway, but Tidehunter. Very tanky hero. Bottom, Solo. Will he get away with the TP?
Oh
nope.
no! So close. The last millisecond, and Crit gets in with a crit. That was incredible.
That was very close.
Very close.
Transition into a push. Very nice moves for EG. VP though, they are split up on the other side. They are getting their own gains. Heavily stacking actually, we see coming up from the from Lil's Rubik on the left side there. Triple medium camp.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Take that tower with ease down bottom, EG.
Catches Sumail back up a bit. He was struggling, but now he will have those phase boots finished up.
RTZ as well, top of the net worth board, despite having not the easiest of starts in lane. The CS. Ramsey's of course working towards the Mask of Madness, trying to get the pace going with his farm. They will look to hold this game off, whilst EG, they want to keep pressure on and get these early objectives.
Yeah, getting early towers, it's the same thing we kind of mentioned and touched upon in the last one, is getting these early tier 1s gives you access into those Ancients, which is a very important aspect of farm.
There we go, here comes the big bad wolf, looking for Ramsey's mass TP's coming through though. With the cooldown, EG have to back off, they can't die for the kill. Ramsey's will be allowed to get back to safety. Green Call popped down, they've caught Solo on the side. Pasha goes for the setup, does he have enough follow damage? He's close to bringing down Crit, not quite enough. The rocket flying in will not be enough to finish off Crit, so EG do all survive. They don't get that kill on Ramses though. VP doing a good job of keeping the gyro up.
Yeah, RTZ looking pretty scary already so far though. 4,800 net worth, having the book early. He had that DD as well in that fight too, so he just like ran at Ramses and put a lot of fear into him.
Five for 3, Ramses to the mid lane tier 1. GR around, level 9 on the gyro at the moment. Universe, level 7 working on the mega. That's his first major item.
Yep. No ancient stacks on either side just yet, not for either the Tidehunter nor the Gyrocopter. Too much battling's been going on. Fear now claiming the bottom lane, trying to get his level 6 on that Wyvern. Solo is in the area though, and they do have the boots to travel. No one wanted to try to do some aggressive move there, but yeah, the wave very close. So nighttime now for another about 4 minutes. Solo's going to be able to farm pretty nicely during that time. A little bit of a slower pace this time around.
Which, if anything, as we said, will certainly feel like it will benefit VP in the long run.
In the long run.
Like, this Tinker's having a pretty free game.
It will be very dependent, though, because now EG can just go for Roches, because they have Corrosive Haze, they have Book, and I think that might just be what they're doing here. Getting Exorcism as well.
VP probably won't expect this. See if they head over. Lil just stacking up the Ancients. This looks like to be a total freebie for EG. That smoke into Roche. Not something that VP would expect, and if they do, they don't show any sort of intention of contesting, as EG will claim the Aegis for Sumail.
Yeah. We said this was one of their focuses with their draft in the beginning of the game, having this Lycan plus Slardar combo. It's very easy for them to take those Roches, especially during nighttime when they get the bonus Howl. VP, though, looking to farm up a bit. The one Ancient stack that was there for VP just gets stolen by EG. That ward they have, and Arteezy is looking to get aggressive here with his shapeshift. They're looking for Lil.
Yep, going to be TPs coming in. Lil falling down low. The Corrosive Haze and the walls ripping through him. Lil's down. On the side, they look towards Solo. It goes up to the high ground. EG have surrounded him, though. And with the Crusher and Crit, they've caught out a second Solo to fall as well.
EG having a much better early game this time around. Still, VP having about a 1k gold lead. But they are playing against an Aegis now, so they have to be a little bit afraid of how they want to take these fights. Ramsey's bottom.
I mean, there's no tier 1 tower here. Ramsey's is quite out and alone.
There's no shapeshift though anymore.
No, he's also very speedy.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
No one is still very farmed though. He has 100 last hits on this Tinker in 14 minutes. Getting closer and closer to that Blink Dagger. But Arteezy's still topping that net worth. Almost gonna have a book 3 around the 15-minute mark.
And they've got to push, they've got to shove EG. Can't allow VP to settle the pace of this game.
VP wants to punish Arteezy, knowing that he's the highest net worth. They're getting a big wraparound on him. Arteezy is in a world of hurt here.
They open up straight in. VP. More than enough damage and control to take down the big bad wolf. Arteezy is down.
And Lil actually stole wolves. That can be pretty significant with the Tinker bots, especially because they're the invis wolves. So he can do a lot of scouting, and they can set up for some Titan pickoffs that normally they wouldn't be able to get. Crit. In some trouble here. Solo closing the gap.
He may just find the solo kill. And with the urn, he's going to get it. Crit's down. Solo walks in, takes the kill. We're going to have no one TPing in, but he does cancel it on the wolf. Feeling too confident we're going in against Sumail, Fear, and Universe, who will punish Solo. But in terms of obviously resources committed, much easier kill for VP.
Yeah, that was...
Send one hero in.
I think that was...
EG has to respond with 3.
A good game for VP for sure. He got a ward down as well right before he made that aggressive play. And Ramsey's doing all this, quietly farming. He's 0-1 and 0, but 106 last hits, not going to pressure. Tier 1, getting close to his Yasha.
Blink Dagger finished on no one, so...
Yeah, blink on Pasha, blink on no one. Can try to set up for some decent fights. Still no situations where Universe has found a opportunity for Ravage. He has the mech finished on the Tide. Arteezy looking to get aggressive here. They're looking for somebody.
He is straight in. We'll hold him back with the Dream Call. Lil steals the Howl. He has got the army chasing him down. Rubik looking to be in trouble. Can they keep this Lycan back off him? They cannot. Arteezy finds the kill. Now turns towards Ramsey. Corrosive Haze is down on him, but Arteezy taking a lot of damage. Will get the kill.
The book.
Very low. He's going to survive.
Yeah, the call down killed the book. Crit gets cleaned up. No one comes in, gets both of them with the lasers and rockets.
Sumail's still hunting as well behind this tower. He is rather low. He's got to be careful of no one coming back in. Pasha jumps forward. He's able to take the Aegis out of the hands of Sumail. No one's starting to lay down the marching machines from the high ground. Spam as well from the rockets. Won't be enough to kill them as they have got the mech from Universe. Pushing EG back up to full health.
Doing all this too. Solo is like, good job guys, thanks for the space. I'm Night Stalker, I'm farming bottom. That is one of the issues. That's why we see people pick the Lycan into the Gyrocopter. Not only because when you shapeshift you can just run him down, but you build Book. And Gyro has uncontrollable damage with the Flak, Calldown, and Rocket Barrage. So killing that Book gets killed by the last will damage. Crit getting closer and closer to that Blink Dagger as well on the Slaughter. That's going to allow EG to be even more aggressive and maybe try to find this Tinker. But no one's been having a very excellent game, as we said a couple times. Now picking up those kills top. He's getting very close to that Aether lens.
I think it is getting a little scary for EG in that sense. These pushes are not going to get any easier with Tinker already absolutely on time with his progression.
Yeah, they've only lost one tower too, so he has a lot more opportunities to farm around the map and push out the lanes safer.
I think it's a big worry for EG.
Yeah.
They've got to do something soon. As you say, 18 minutes and only taking one tier 1 with this DP Lycan lineup. Whilst VP have the Gyro and the Tinker in very good positions.
Yeah, and Pasha's doing really well on the puck too. His net worth is a bit behind the Tidehunter, but he's got the blink on his way toward Yules too. He has a significant amount of their lockdown. It's pretty much Coil and Rubik Lift as their ways to kind of halt this Lycan, but Arteezy has queued up the BKB as the next choice. He'll just walk out of that Coil. Those heroes down. And Solo will be going for the Aghanim Scepter on that Night Stalker. Whenever we mentioned it yesterday a couple times, but whenever you're playing versus these blinking heroes like Slardar, etc., just being able to get that urn from a distance on them can be quite nice. This vision game with you. When you have Tinker Gyro, you want to be able to win the vision game.
EG aware that they have to keep the pace going. They go for the smoke.
Scan comes out though and it catches them.
Yeah, VP knows something's coming. How will they react to it? That's the question. No one already laying down the march.
Yeah. Arteezy's starting to send wolves.
Oh, they've seen Ramses. Ramses has been left alone. Straight in with the crush. Ramses trying to back up. There's mass TPs coming through. Can they save Ramses? They have the lift. It's not enough. Ramses is down. Pasha jumps forward, finds the silence onto the Wyvern, but Lil's already gone. EG moving, claim a second. So even though the scan hits, they knew some sort of a movement was coming in. VP still paying a heavy price for that as EG get an easy jump onto the Gyro as Ramses is sort of just left standing all on his own up front.
Yeah, crit with that brand new Blink Dagger. And the fact that, every time it turns nighttime, sure, VP has some vision, but the double Howl effect plus mech, he has a lot of sustain coming out.
Asha with the silence, rockets and lasers bringing crit down low. EG, they're backing off. They're very low at the moment. There's no sort of extra catch from VP, though. That's the problem. Solo actually walks up. EG with their numbers, they'll just turn and take him. Oops. A little bit of a sort of uncharacteristic plays there from VP in the mid lane with those last 2 deaths as they sort of just hand themselves on a plate to EG.
Yeah. That's exactly the move that you were just talking about that they needed to make, and no one actually, with that ward that they have there, finds the catch onto crit, and he's looking for Arteezy too.
Oh, it's close.
He gets fogged for a second though.
Oh, he's been silenced as well. He's in trouble. He has to TP out of there. He's not going to make it.
Arteezy with the hiding behind that one or two trees right there actually saves his life.
I mean, that would have been super clutch for no one if he did get the kill onto Artur as well, but getting a little ahead of himself, and Sumail quick with a silence. Definitely one of the biggest spells that could cause an issue for the Tinker this game. Yeah. Out by that AoE.
EG during that aggressive move they made, they've got some very nice deep aggressive wards too. Ramses in a lot of trouble here, getting ran down by Arteezy.
Well, the telekinesis from Lil to hold back Crypt, but indeed it doesn't matter. Ramses is gone, and Crypt and Arteezy, they're going to chase down in a second. They'll get Lil as well. I feel like the feed train sort of turned on for VP.
Bit of a blunder for sure. Pasha tries to commit in too to clean up Crypt, but the Shrine gets activated just on time. EG finding these big opportunity kills.
Solo, careful, surrounded by 2 of them.
Yeah, they're cursing him so that Sumail can close the gap.
And EG, they may just find another. He has got the Shrine. With 3 heroes beating down onto him, there's more than enough damage. Arteezy will get killed by Pasha. Up top, Pasha goes in deep, takes the kill. And Pasha actually gets out of that as well, diving in with the Dream Coil, able to burst Arteezy down underneath the tower with the help of no one.
Yeah, I think no one came up there too. No one gets hit by the wolves. He actually gets healed up afterwards. He can't blink.
Goes for this. He's trapped. And that's going to be no one down again. We saw him die down bottom. He heads up top. He goes down again. This is...
Wolves. That time was the wolves. Just hit him, canceled the blink. Ooh.
Can we have a look at the net? Well, I feel like this has been a lot of kills for EG over that last sort of 2 minutes.
It definitely has.
Look at all those red dots. I mean,
they're making use of the momentum. As soon as they got the Slardar Blink Dagger, they've just found kill after kill after kill.
Radiant's top tower is under
VP
attack.
really hemorrhaging it at the start right now. It's 9-18, and it's still only a 1k gold advantage though for EG, so VP's not in a bad spot by any means.
Getting the earn onto Crit, making sure he doesn't get a blink opportunity.
Yep. Ramsey's looking to rush a butterfly as his second item after the Yasha. He still has a good chunk of gold, 3,800. RTZ pops his ult. He's going for Ramsey's down here. They're just going for the dive, it looks like. No cares. Throws out the purge.
They surround him, and he is getting chunked by the wolf. Ramsey's down. I get EG. There was it definitely feels like a few mistakes from VP. EG have built upon that perfectly.
Yeah.
They're getting the control and flow that they need with this game, with this Death Prophet Lycan duo core.
Yeah, a lot because of like the warding situation that they have. They have a lot of vision on around the bottom side of the map, so every time Ramses goes down there, gets punished heavily. Did he actually? I think he bought the Eagle Song before he died though, so I don't think he lost too much gold, but still costly.
Still, always the test is going to be for EG if they can eventually break the high ground. As
Yeah.
mentioned, Jara and Tinker are still in a fabulous place. Regards to their item progression, it's
Lycan is
not
a
going to get easy breaking the base.
RTZ's definitely a problem though, with the BKB already online, top of the net worth. Now he can just walk through that coil, walk all the way on top of the gyrocopter, and there's not really much they can do to slow him down by any means. Roche comes up, Aegis and Cheese. And Pasha actually buys himself a gem on the puck. They're just like, okay, we're getting like punished too much because of the vision advantage that EG has from both the wolves and the wards that they got down earlier. That they just are trying to find something.
Oh, can they head to the pit in time? I think he may be falling a little too fast for them to do anything about it. Solo is around. He's going to check it out, but oh, quick with the stun. Blinks over, catches him outside. Sumail commits the exorcism. They want to finish this off quickly, and they'll get it. EG take Roshan, Aegis into the hands of Sumail, and the chase down is there onto Solo. We'll see if he can actually get this.
Ramsey getting chased by Arteezy here, and Sumail.
Asher is there, but I don't know if he can help him. Solo will end up going down up top on the Night Stalker, and Ramsey's getting chased by this Blink Death Prophet that Sumail's bringing out.
Oh boy.
It really feels like it's just all falling apart for VP.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
They can't slow down this Lycan. He just pops shapeshift and runs at poor Ramses over and over again. And yeah, like you mentioned, Sumail going for the Blink Dagger build since he's versus this Tinker and versus this Gyro. He just wants to pierce into the backlines. Uh-oh. What can VP do? Come back in this one. They've hemorrhaged a lot of kills in the last 5 minutes.
All the pressure feels on Noah. He's just got to keep this game going with his Tinker play.
Yeah. He's almost 3/4 of the way to that Aghanims, so that'll give him a lot more team fight. Because right now their team fight is very minimal. It's just Gyro and Puck for the most part. And when they're playing versus that really farmed Lycan, it's very hard. He just runs through without any fear. So next item of choice will be that Aghanims for Pasha, so that he can actually halt that Lycan a bit with that Dream Coil break.
Pasha heading forward. The Winter's Curse down onto him, looking to lock down this Puck. Can they do so long enough? They can. That's going to be Pasha down. Ramses comes in with the cooldown onto multiple heroes. EG getting very low. The rockets fly in, finish off Fear. Self-heals from Sumail. Try and keep himself alive. Quick blink as well to duke out some of the rocket damage. EG will get the rest of them away, so 1 for 1. EG will be fine with that. Question if they can get any more. They'll look to go with the ultimate. Arteezy wanting to fight, wanting to chase, but EG are low.
They gotta watch out, yeah. Versus Tinker in those situations. They got hit by like a 5-man call down, I think. Yep. If Tinker actually had Aghanims there, I think that would have been disastrous for EG. 9 rockets coming out from no one.
Now we're starting to sadly see the difficulties of pushing into time. Sumail coming round again with this haste rune. He does have exorcism, but the rest of his team already backed off, and he will now do so as well. Gets away. No one keeping the pressure high on the bottom lane. So 500 gold away from Aghanims.
Yeah. That'll really help them just finish off those kills. Ramses now does have the butterfly, so at least he's got a hell of a lot of movement speed to just run away from that Lycan whenever he pops the flutter, and that evasion will kick in. Still very tough though for Ramses. He's going for the Manta next to remove that haze.
Shadow Blade for crit. Get an even better chance of closing the gap for those blink stuns.
Yeah, and to just maybe even hunt the Tinker on the sidelines.
Yeah. That's the Ags complete. So
Yep.
the pushes are certainly going to be hard if they cannot catch the Tinker to start off with. The amount of high ground defense this machine offers is quite insane.
How's Universe doing? Okay, Universe does have the Blink Dagger now on the Tidehunter. I don't think have we seen a Ravage?
I think we
saw one?
We saw one up top.
Did we?
Well, maybe not.
Maybe I don't think we've seen one. I don't think he's had opportunities to really get it because of the way that the game's been kind of going on. It's just been like RTZ running at people with crit. Maybe they had one.
I think they were looking to try and do it up top, but he got silenced
by
the Rift. And didn't
either way,
opportunity.
Now he has the Blink, so he actually can close the gap and join his teammates.
Solo. Been found by Samael, and Chris there to follow up. Solo is not getting back to base. They'll chase him. He'll try and get himself out, but Samael gets the final right clicking. Godlike from the Death Prophet.
From 0-3 on the Death Prophet, now 9-3.
Brilliant recovery from Samael this game.
Yeah. Both the cores on the side of EG really stepping it up in their aggression. VP still just trying to get that farm coming out. Night Stalker, 900 gold away from Aghanims. Gyrocopter, you said, going for the Manta. Tinker going for Hex as the next choice.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Ramses has that space.
Tower. Nice.
Free town for VP, very, very nice indeed.
The AoE damage that VP can pump out if they get a very nice Dream Coil is pretty absurd. The 9 flags on top of the Aghanim's Tinker can really hurt. And RTZ has queued up an MKB next to deal with that evasion that he saw on the Gyrocopter.
And that laser as well, of course, a huge nuisance. Trying to chase for the kills. This game is going to be very interesting to see how it progresses. I can see this one going long with the way that VP...
No on top. Universe actually commits the Ravage. She's trying to get on him.
I mean, if they catch these heroes outside of the base, but no one's still going to be able to TP out. They didn't have any other follow-up. I mean, there's your Ravage, but to no avail in mid lane, Samael. Caught out by Pasha. They've got the cooldown. Oh, just managed to get the blink off. Deals blink, gets himself out of range. Universe being focused, pops the mech. Chris there with a wraparound from the side. Universe out of mana, will be forced back by the Marching Machines and the Rockets. Definitely seeing the struggle of EG when it comes to catching the Tinker at this stage, especially with that spell life steal from the Talon. Giving him that extra bit of sustain.
They smoke themselves up behind Ramses. They know there's no Ravage. They know that Shapeshift was committed to. Shapeshift, pretty low cooldown, but...
Take the town, more money into the bank for Ramses.
I like seeing the difference in talents that people choose, because I was watching Matu's Lycan, and recently I've been seeing him actually grab the alternative. He's been grabbing the 8 Feral HP regen at 15 and the 16% Feral Impulse damage at 20. So just different priorities. I guess maybe it depends on the game too. In this game, he really wants to have the Shapeshift so he can constantly run down that Gyrocopter.
Open the ultimate, RTZ, ready to head straight down bottom with EG. Crit trying to hunt out for a pick-off with that Shadow Blade.
Yeah, 50% uptime on that Lycan ultimate now with that talent and the cooldown reduction.
Samael will be spotted out. Solo in the tree line. They'll drop down the cooldown. Samael and the Universe getting called out. Crit tries to blink stun. Doesn't catch anyone though. The lasers are out, and suddenly this fight a little risky for EG. They have to respect the how much this Tinker can do if they can't control him.
Yeah. Like, if EG's under ward vision, they start getting hit by like 4 or 5 man rockets and lasers, and it just becomes a really big problem for them. We have a little bit of an audio problem coming in from EG.
Yeah, no one is playing this perfectly.
Lotus Orban.
They have to catch the Tinker. Going for a push when VP have their full team alive, I feel like it's going to be pretty much impossible for EG. They have to get pickoffs outside the base.
Yeah. So quick little pause, and we jump right back into it. As the pause finishes, Solo does have the Aghanims finished up, and he has the gem on him. EG is stalking him. Grab, but he does see them for that. He knows there's a ward on that high ground, though.
Just going to jump on it. There we have it. Crit comes in. Just a one-man crush. Immediately gets dragged back with the telekinesis. Cold Embraces there from Fear. Buys time for Crit. Dream Cold just onto one. The Winter's Curse holds back Ramsey. Missile still flying forward onto Crit. The orbs there from Pasha closes the gap on Fear. Fear's down. VP trying to chase for more. The Wolves at the moment sort of slowing down Ramses there with the body blocking. They have a homing missile inbound for Crit. VP really want to chase. They know that they can punish EG even heavier. if they get the lockdown. Missile inbound and will connect onto Crit Samel. Jumps back in. Look at the Siphon. There's the Ravaging Universe. Catches the puck and the Night Stalker. That's Pasha down. Arteezy pops the ult. Looks towards Lil, but Lil, he steals the ult and he's running away. Some dog-on-dog action as Lil, the puppy, outruns his father. And EG, they've found Ramses as well. They've got the Yule's catch. They'll surround the gyro. BKB popped by Arteezy. He mans up, brings down the gyro. Lil continuing to run himself away. As Samel's hunting, he has the slow from the Siphon. VP, they've lost 3, maybe even 4 with Lil dealing with this army, beating him down. Crit jumps in for the finishing blow as VP lose 4. No one, the last man left alive.
EG's team fight with 5 is still, well, actually that was 4. With the mech and the pipe on the Tidehunter, guarding Greaves this time, it's a lot of heal, a lot of sustain, and the Ravage does clip 2 of them. And then the Exorcism starts coming into play. And you see Ramsey's damage in this. He can't get into the fights to really just pump it out. He really needs a BKB so that he doesn't get locked down or bursted in. And that looks to be the next choice of his after that Manta was finished.
Yeah, very, I mean, VP seemed absolutely desperate to fight there. They were just chasing for miles and miles and miles. And that's always going to be risky when you know that the Tide has Ravage. There's always the potential for that sort of turnaround play to come through. So,
and Exorcism, too.
Yeah, both of the big ults were available.
Team fights, yeah.
VP should have known that, but they still tried to go head first into that fight.
And a pretty rare situation here. He's actually looking for Pasha here. They get the curse on him.
Do they have enough control though? He'll still get the chance to phase shift. Orb is out. And will be able to make the blink. Crit's hunting.
Ward on the high ground.
Oh, he's got the vision. Pop down the ward. They know where he's at. Pasha with the Dream Coil tries to play his way out of there, but a quick gush from Universe. And damage from Crit takes down Pasha. 28-11, 7k lead now for EG.
I think that was the gem that Pasha had as well. Because I see Crit holding it now. Or they may have gotten that one from the last fight from Solo, actually.
Oh, but it looks like...
Because Pasha bought it earlier,
okay,
and then he gave it to Solo. So.
Yeah, with his axe. Back towards the pit, EG not only finding great team fight down bottom, a strong pick off up top. They go into the pit with 1 man down on VP, and really the best hero at making sort of the Aegis stealing plays gone. No puck. EG get this with no trouble whatsoever. That's the Aegis cheese and refresher shard. I imagine that's going to go the way of Uni. The refresher shard. Yep, it does indeed. So we are going to see that double Ravage being available. This next push that EG could come in with could have the potential of breaking the base.
Yeah. In a pretty rare situation, I haven't seen it in like too much, but Ramses being 1-7 in this game. He is getting incredibly punished from EG's.
I mean, it's as you said, just how well the Lycan conceptually works with the hero against him. Every fight, Arteezy's just been right on top of him. Lycan and Slardar, it's just a nightmare for a Gyro to play.
It really is.
If they're ahead.
Looking at this, Crit on the Slardar has pulled ahead in net worth over Pasha. Fear as well, getting close.
The scouting as well with Arteezy's walls, keeping eyes onto the puck, even getting the first hit bash to literally rub salt into the wounds from this salty fish.
No one's about to have Hex finished up on
Tinker's still at the top.
Yeah, he's still incredibly farmed. Curse comes out, Fear trying to save his life, and he will be okay to TP out.
As I said before, and I'll say again, it's all on no one.
Yep.
He has to just keep this game going to the point where Ramses is able to get sort of that 6 slotted, 7 slotted even at this stage. He
really
has
just
to stall the game. He can't be caught out on this Tinker.
Mostly going to be about these like big high ground defenses.
EG certainly starting to build again a significant lead.
They have both Tinker wards up too on the side of EG, on the top side and on the bottom side to watch whenever no one is there. Crit draws a circle around the whole map. He's like, this is our area.
I wonder what EG's sort of farming up for, because I would imagine with the refresher shot Aegis cheese, they surely want to do something. They do not have 4 towards mid.
I think they're just waiting to push in the side lanes, not any like specific item. Sure, Arteezy's close to Heart, which will be very nice for them to just like hit the tower back up, heal up, hit the tower back up, and Fear.
We'll get caught up by the homing missile, no one.
But he's
as well.
He's shadow amuleted.
And they don't have detection.
March could add up. Fear has to actually run away, but
Crit.
on the stun.
He gets the crush indeed onto no one. And that's the catch they're after. With no one gone, they know that they can push. Ramses will manage to TP out.
Split second too.
Oh,
Sumail blinked on
close.
him with the Yules.
And that's straight down mid. Immediately, EG know there's no Tinker, and the buyback comes out straight away. No one knows he has to be there to defend. You cannot let EG get away with a push whilst he's sitting on the sidelines. But still EG, they continue to stand their ground and go for it. Fortification comes out from VP. Tier 3 tower falls very low. RTZ pops the ult, Pasha jumps forward, quickly orbs back out. They'll get themselves the tower, but with the marching machines laid down, they have to get away. But now, there's this very scary bit of the game. If that Tinker goes down again, does not have buyback available, you see there how EG can easily push the base if there's no Tinker in the game.
Ramses even sells his mask of just the mask that he had because he disassembled for the butterfly earlier. He sells it for the BKB just because of how defensive on the back foot they are. They need to just like okay, we really have to defend this high ground here. 15k gold advantage for EG, over a 20k experience lead too. VP really in some trouble. EG now has full map control. No one is very afraid to really port out. He's going to be able to port top for a second here, but it's at quite risk. Like you said, if he dies, the game will just abruptly be ran down mid.
As you mentioned, Heart pretty much there for Arteezy. They've still got the Aegis Cheese and Refresher Shard. We'll see if EG are about to go once again.
Aegis gets
Another
reclaimed
attempt ending the game.
very shortly. 58 more seconds until that gets reclaimed.
And that Hex is done on no one.
Yep.
22 on the Tinker. Plan is from EG. But finally down on the bottom half of the map.
Radiant's bottom shrine.
Take the shrines.
Yeah, they know the glyph's on cooldown too. They want to just try to take advantage.
Yeah, this is the timing window they need to use.
Right, shadow bladed up. They actually see no one.
Oh, and he finds the crush. Straight in Universe immediately with a Ravage follow-up. Have they got the damage? The second Ravage comes through, catching 3. And with no one down, we'll see how much EG can do with this, but this is an absolutely huge opening for them to find here. No Tinker for 90 seconds. And yeah, they'll just tap out. It's game over. Without the Tinker, they cannot hold. EG, they take the series 2-0 against VP.
Yeah, I feel like the game ramped up so quickly. As soon as Crit got that Blink Dagger, it was just like kill after kill. EP was swinging with their momentum. They got very aggressive wards down. The Wolf usage by RTZ2, getting vision every time. And then there again, Crit Shadow Blades in, gets a glimpse of no one for a second, jumps in, crushes, double Ravage. EG looking much stronger in this game. They had a crisper early game. VP just really struggling. The gyrocopter, Ramses just really couldn't get into this game because